So we are going to use 3 points today to graph quadratic equations. In the past examples, we used in the past lessons we used data tables. Remember when we had a table with x values, and we put x values into the quadratic equation, and we solved, and we got the y. And then we got different points, and then when we got the different points, we put them on the graph, and then we drew the parabola. In today's lesson, we are going to graph, but we are going to graph using the vertex. So we're going to get the vertex and the y-intercept and another point on the parabola. So we are going to use the information we learned in the past lessons, and that's when we talked about it last week, and we said that the axis of symmetry goes through the x point, and that point is negative b divided by 2a. So we are going to use that information, and also we're going to use the y-intercept, and this is something that you're going to learn today about the y-intercept. Okay, so a quick review of what we did last week. We said that this is a, the coefficient of this is a, and then the coefficient of this part is called b, and then the coefficient here is called c. So the value of a here, so a equal, here the coefficient is 1, and then the coefficient here of this term right here is -4, so b equal -4. And then here c, the value of c doesn't have a variable, so it's not a coefficient, so it's the value of c is -5, so c equal -5. So the y-intercept is c, and that's -5, so it's the one information down, and we're going to use it later on to graph the parabola. Now we are going to use b and a here to find x. We said negative b divided by 2a equal x. So let's substitute those values here. So we said b here is -4, and then don't forget your negative on the outside, and then 2a. A is 1, so it's 2 times 1. -4 divided by, don't forget the negative on the outside, divided by 2. Negative and negative is positive, so 4 divided by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So x here equal 2. Now this is where the axis of symmetry goes through. So the axis, I can draw the axis of symmetry now because I know where the axis of symmetry is going to go through. So it's going to go through 2. But this is just the axis of symmetry. We want the points. We want the vertex. Now to get the vertex, we need the y. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to solve for y. I'm going to get y because I know x here. I have x here, so I can put x into the equation here and solve for y, because y equal this part right here. So let me use a different color so you guys don't get confused. So y equal, and then we said x equal 2, so 2 squared minus 4 times 2 minus 5. 2 squared is 4, and -4 times 2 is 8, and then here minus 5. And that's the value of y. Now 4 minus 8 is -4, -4 minus -5 is -9. And so that's the value of y equal -9. So the vertex here, x for the vertex is 2, and we just solve for the y, and y is equal negative 9. Now we can put the point for the vertex on the graph, so that's 2, negative 9, and that's right here. Also, we said that the y-intercept, remember that word y-intercept, we saw it in chapter 5. Well, we said y-intercept is where the graph intercepts the y-axis. This is called the y-axis and this is called the x-axis. So the y-intercept is negative 5, and that's right here. So now we have 2 points. Okay, we need a third point so we can draw the parabola. Now remember, we said the axis of symmetry right here, this axis of symmetry divides the graph into 2 halves. So the distance between this point and the axis of symmetry is the same on the other side. So the distance between here to the axis of symmetry, the distance here is 1, 2. So it's going to be the same on the other side. So the distance is going to be 1, 2. So now you have 3 points. So that point right here is 4, negative 5. 4, negative 5. Now we have 3 points, and we can now draw the parabola. So let's go ahead and draw that parabola that goes through these points. The parabola is going to go like this. And this is the graph of this parabola. Now you're going to do the same thing on the other problems on the flip charts, and when you're done, with the flip chart, print it as a PDF, and then when you print it as a PDF, please put it in the Dropbox. There's 4 information I want here. I want to know what is x. I want to know the vertex, and there's here I want to know also the y-intercepts and the other points on the other side. So make sure you have all these information in the flip chart when you turn it in. And please use the typing tool. Do not write on the flip chart, because I'm not going to be able to read your writing.